Good day. So today we are going to present air quality monitoring system. So we are G11. My name is Tiong, and from the slide, this is our crewmates. So without any further delay, I will proceed to the objective and proposed solution. So our objective and proposed solution is to develop a sensor device to detect the air quality level through the AWS platform. So we need to inform the user using the Amazon SNS when the air quality is over the predefined value. So the air quality monitoring system is also able to maintain the function of air quality monitoring system when it is offline. So the data of air quality data are stored to the Amazon S3 and will be visualized using the Amazon QuickSight. This is the architecture diagram of our solution. So the sensor will collect the data of air quality and it will be published to MQTT protocol. And the IoT shadow will be make sure the device may function well when the device is offline. So the IoT rule will send the data to other AWS functions. Amazon SNS will send a notification to the device wherever the value is over the air quality level. The Amazon S3 bucket will store the data and will run the query in Amazon Antenna and visualize using the Amazon QuickSight. So let's start from the IoT core. In order to start, we have to click Create Things on the IoT main page and click Next with Create a single thing. Then we configure the name and tick the unnamed shadow before continue the configuration. So we will be generate a certificate and download the certificate as well as the root and the key files. After that, go to the policies to create the new policy. Configure the policy and create the policy after we configure it. After that, we will attach the sensor policy to the certificate. So I will be moving forward to the IoT SDK. First of all, subscribe the topic in the MQTT. So this is the code for the SDK. And we will run the code in the command prompt. So as shown in the figure in the slide, it is successfully connected and the message has been sent before it disconnects. So the message from the code will be shown on the side. Now I will pass the present to the next person.
My name is Teng Yong. Now I'm going to present the creating of IoT rules. First of all, we search the AWS IoT under the drop-down menu of search engine, and in the Add section, we select rules and click the create button. After that, we have to fill in the rule names and select the SQL version in the drop-down menu, and we're going to type the code in the given space. Moreover, in the configure action, we're going to select the send a message to Lambda function, and in the drop-down menu of function name, we're going to select the function that has been created and then click action. After return to the previous page, we click the create a rule. If success, there will be a message will be received on the top of the page. For testing, we are going to use the MQTT client in the AWS IoT console. Under the subscribe to a topic, we enter the SNS topic in the topic folder and click subscribe. After subscribe, the under tab subscription is going to show a topic name we typed just now. Under publish to a topic, we enter the message that are going to trigger the Lambda function we created and click publish under the subscription. The right button are going to show the message we sent. If there is no error, SMS will be received in the phone assigned to the SNS policy. This means that AWS IoT rule is working and is connected with the Lambda function we created. Furthermore, I'm going to present the creating of AWS Lambda. Under AWS Lambda function, we click Create Function and select Blueprint and fill in the function name. After that, we click the Create a new role from AWS Policy Template and select the Policy Template in the drop-down menu. Then click Create Function. After click Create Function, in the Code tab, type the code in the given Python file and click Deploy. If deploy success, there is a message change deployed message will show beside the button. For testing, we click Configure Test Event from the drop-down menu of Test button. Select Create New Test Event. Fill in the event name and the event template. After that, create a JSON code and click Create. If there is no error, in the Creating Test Event, all information will show in the Test tab. And then click Test. SMS is received. This means that the code is worked correctly and the configuration of each component are correct. Now I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Now, my name is Kijawe, and I will present the Amazon SNS. So the first thing we need to do is create a topic, and then we will choose the standard one, and then our name will be high pollution notice. Next, we will create a subscription, and then we will put our phone number, and then add it. There's a verification code we will send to our phone to verify it. And then for the protocol, we will choose the SMS, and then the endpoint, we will choose the phone that we want to receive the notification. And then from here, we will press the publish message. And then anything we type in the message body will shown in our notification. And this is how it looks like. We have to create a IoT rules for our Amazon SNS tool. So we will press the create a rule, and then the name we will choose pollution limit not notified. This is the code for our IoT rules. And then here we will choose the send a message and SNS push notification. For the name, we will choose the SNS rules role. And here we will choose the topic and press subscribe. And here we will just press publish, and then move on to here. We will press subscribe, and then there's a notification we send to our phone. And that's all for my part. I will have to move on to my next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you to the previous presenter. My name is Charlie Xuan. Now we'll talk about the Amazon antenna and the quick site. So for the Amazon antenna, first create the function in Lambda and then configure the name and create it. After that, by using this code, it will format the data before sending it to the S3. Then we have to create a create rule to trigger the function when data arrive. Configure the name and select from the S3 bucket. Then we select send a message to a Lambda function as the action. Then we will add the function name that configured earlier in the Lambda. Then we will go back to the antenna and create the base with this query. Then we will create a table with a following query and run it. The following query is to fetch the data that we want to deploy. Now we will talk about the Amazon Quick Site. First, go to Quick Site and create new dataset and choose antenna. Then we input the name and click validate connection before create data source. Then we click use custom SQL with the database and the table selected. Then we will confirm the query. After that, we will click the visualize to display the data that we want to analyze. That's all for my part.